Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're taking a full look at every void pet and ranking them based on how useful they are in dungeon battles. We'll be checking each pet one by one in the same order shown on the screen and placing them into different rankings depending on their overall performance and value. The tiers we'll be using are SSS, SS, SA, BC, and D tier. So by the end of the video, you'll know which pets are worth using and which ones are better left behind. Let's get into it. Starting with the first row, Mary goes into SSS tier. This pet is insanely reliable and honestly one of the safest top picks in the entire game. Envy goes into C tier. It has some moments, but overall it just feels too inconsistent compared to stronger options. Anxious also lands in C tier because while it's usable, it never really stands out enough for me. Lust HF is going straight into SSS tier. This pet is ridiculously strong and one of the most consistent dungeon pets overall. Sad goes into B tier. It's decent and playable, but not something I'd prioritize over stronger pets. Anger lands in C tier because it feels underwhelming most of the time. Pain goes into D tier. I just don't think it provides enough value compared to the rest of the roster. Spide goes into A tier. Strong pet, good utility, but not quite broken enough for the top tiers. Lonely, unfortunately, goes into D tier. Cool design, weak performance. Paranoia is an easy S tier pick because it gives reliable value and performs really well. Sonder goes into SS tier because this pet feels amazing in most dungeon runs. Sanctimony lands in A tier. Strong, useful, but not elite. Abandonment goes into B tier because it works fine, just not as impactful as higher placements. And Jealous closes the row in SS tier. This pet is honestly underrated and deserves way more respect. Gluttony goes into B tier. Looks scary, but the actual performance isn't top tier. Pride goes into A tier because it's solid and dependable. Regular Lust goes into SS tier. Still one of the strongest non-HF pets in the game. Regular Sloth lands in B tier because there's a huge difference between this and the HF version. Sloth HF goes into SS tier, very powerful and consistent. Wrath is an S tier pet with strong impact and solid upside. Regular Greed also goes into S tier because it performs extremely well. Greed HF goes directly into SSS tier, easily one of the best pets in the entire game. Estrangement lands in B tier because it feels too mixed overall. Nostalgia goes into A tier, reliable and pretty solid. Judgment drops into C tier because it feels weaker compared to stronger options. Salty lands in B tier, playable but not amazing. Satch goes into A tier because it has enough usefulness to sit above average. And Down Bad goes all the way into SSS tier. Funny name, ridiculously strong pet. Third row time. Cringe goes into B tier. It's usable, just not something I'd build around. Grumpy unfortunately lands in D tier because the value just isn't there. Curious goes into C tier. Not terrible, but never exciting. Glee also lands in C tier. Some people rate it higher, but I think those placements are a little generous. Desperate lands in C tier because it feels niche and unreliable. Defiance goes into SS tier. Super dependable and consistently strong. Apathy goes into S tier. Not flashy, but it quietly does a lot of work. Disdain goes into B tier because it has some decent value without really standing out. Panic lands in S tier because the pressure and impact are really strong. Resistance also goes into S tier thanks to how dependable it feels. Determination is another S tier pick because it's sturdy, useful, and reliable. Wonder lands in B tier. Not bad, just not a priority pick. And Mischief closes the row in S tier because it has enough strength and utility to deserve a high placement. Now the fourth row. Persistence goes into SS tier. One of the most reliable pets in the game, and honestly, underrated. Ambition lands in A tier because it's good, just not quite S tier consistent. Conviction also goes into A tier. Strong arguments can be made for it, but A feels right overall. Joy lands in A tier because it brings good support and value. Wistful goes into B tier because it's playable without being amazing. Scorn also lands in B tier due to mixed performance overall. Diligence goes into SS tier. Really strong, reliable, and easy to justify near the top. Patience goes into A tier because it has solid value. Charity also lands in A tier, useful and dependable. Petulance goes into S tier because this pet is genuinely very strong. Devotion goes into B tier. It does its job, but it doesn't feel powerful enough for higher tiers. Kind goes into A tier because it's respectable and reliable. Rapture lands in SS tier, one of the better pets overall, in my opinion. Chastity goes into A tier because it's useful without quite reaching the higher tiers. And finally, the last two pets. Temperance goes into S tier because of the steady and reliable value it brings to dungeon runs. And Humble finishes in A tier. Stronger than average, but not enough to break into S. So yeah, that's the full Voidpet's dungeon tier list. SSS tier has Lust HF, Greed HF, Down Bad, and Merry. SS tier includes pets like Sonder, Jealous, Regular Lust, Sloth HF, Defiance, Persistence, Diligence, and Rapture. S tier is packed with strong and dependable pets like Paranoia, Wrath, Greed, Apathy, Panic, Resistance, Determination, Mischief, Petulance, and Temperance. A tier pets are still very strong overall. B tier pets are playable, but not priority picks. C tier pets feel inconsistent or niche, and D tier is mostly for fun or very specific situations. Of course, this is still just a tier list, so not everyone is going to agree. Some pets work way better depending on your build or playstyle, and everybody has that one favorite pet they swear is secretly broken. But overall, this is where I'd rank every Void pet for dungeons right now. Let me know which placement you disagree with the most down in the comments. If you found this video helpful, give it a like. For more tech videos like this, subscribe to the channel.